Monday. How are we doing, Mr. Jones?
I'm doing good. How are you?
We're good. We're enjoying watching a winning football team. First place football team. What'd you think of that performance yesterday? I guess I'll give you an open-ended question and see if you go with the slow start that I'll ask you a follow-up about if you don't bring up. So what'd you think of the defensive performance?
Yeah, I mean, of course, the first thing is, the slow start. We want to start off fast and everything. We didn't do that at the beginning, but we picked it up and everything like that at the end.
Clearly, you guys are targeting those slow starts. I know there was the report that Coach Vrabel and Coach McAdoo put together a script to try to prepare you guys. Is there anything you can put your finger on? Is this just one of those weird trends and you hope you'll come out the other side of it? Obviously, if you knew the answer, you'd have it fixed already, right?
I mean, the main thing is, we want to start fast. I can't point out a specific thing or anything. It's just at the end of the day, we got to control what we can control. And what it is, the aggression, getting a 3 and out and starting off the game fast on the defensive side. That's our main thing that we try to do. We didn't do it this week, so we're going to try to do it next week.
Marcus, you're having your best season to date in terms of tackles for losses, passes defended. Yesterday, you're the second leading tackler on the team with 6. You have 2 passes defended. Is this just a testament to extra work put in by you, understanding the NFL more, the coaching, or a combination of everything?
I feel like it's a combination of everything. My main thing as an individual, man, I just try to take advantage of opportunities that I end up getting. And then, when it comes down to the team, man, a lot of guys, we're trusting each other and being in the right spot, things like that. And then we're also trying to make plays on the ball. When there's a lot of guys that's confident and, we're all on the field and everyone's doing their 1 of 11, plays tend to come up and stuff like that. But, also it comes down to the situation of, the coaches and the schemes and everything too. They try to put us in the best place possible to make plays.
Before the game even started yesterday, we saw something in the stadium that we haven't seen in like a quarter century around here, and that was individual introductions. And I'm not sure if you know the history of that. It goes all the way back to 2001 when they were introduced as a team, and they've basically been doing it since. What were your thoughts? I mean, you're a captain. I'm sure you're part of the leadership. It sounds like Coach Vrabel brought it to you guys with the idea of doing individual introductions. What were your thoughts on that change, and do you think that's a good thing for the fans and the sort of day of game entertainment?
Yeah, I mean, I feel as though, it's great, from the situation of individuals getting their name called out and everything. We're still running out, as a team and still, getting on the sideline and, talking to one another before the game and things like that. But I'm cool with the individual, intros and things like that.
So your coach said after the game, once Cleveland was kind of done with their gimmick plays, you guys felt like you kind of had them locked up pretty good. Did they do anything different than what you expected yesterday? And how did you think things went in terms of defensive game flow?
Like you said, they script a lot of the early stuff and everything like that in the game. Our main thing is, especially on defense, man, we're basically our thing is putting out the fire. So there are going to be things that, we haven't seen, or maybe we have, but as the rhythm gets to going, it's like, all right, let's dial in communication things that might have helped them on the first drive. They probably going to end up coming back to, but play our football, dial in our keys, and be disciplined, and then we should be good.
Marcus Jones, Patriots defensive back and punt returner here on a Patriots Monday on WEEI Afternoons. And your dual role, Marcus, as a punt returner and as a defensive back, had me thinking early on in the game, it looked like they got you on an end around where you were in space with the ball carrier. Unfortunately, he got by you. And it had me wondering from your perspective, since you kind of do both things, do you think it's harder to make the open field tackle, or do you think it's harder to make the guy miss in the open field when you're carrying the ball? And what's your perspective on that?
Oh yeah, for sure. Making an open field tackle, that's definitely harder than making one guy miss. So I would say that for sure.
So what's your, I guess, coaching point on that play that I referenced? Is that just one where you tip your cap to a good athlete? He got you on that, or did you feel like something technical broke down for you?
Yeah, I mean, first off, people in the National Football League, especially skill guys, they're hard to get down when it comes down to one-on-one tackles. But then again, my angle to the runner wasn't the best either. So, I mean, he made me pay for it and everything like that on that play. But the play wasn't over, so, I made sure to get to where I can knock him out of bounds and everything. So.
Yep.
As far as your secondary mates go, did you know that Jalen Hawkins had hands like that?
Yeah, I feel like we all on the back end, we make sure to do different things or different catches, whether it's low, high catches, and then also like we'll mess around and be on the jugs trying to catch the ball one-handed as well. You never know when those situations can come up, but practicing things like that can help out.
Marcus Jones, Patriots defensive back here on WEEI Afternoons. Coach Vrabel brought up a few times, both last night and during his media appearances today, that we're getting to that midpoint in the season, and it's time now to really take care of your veterans, and guys are going to start to feel it. So I'm wondering, you, as a guy that we talk about your physicality and your many roles, how are you feeling at this point in the year, and what are the keys to taking care of your body in the middle of the season?
Yeah, no, I'm feeling good. Soft tissue is the main thing for guys that's running a lot. You got to make sure you take care of the hammies and glutes, things of that nature. But, yeah, man, it's just taking it one day at a time, a lot of cold tubs to reduce the inflammation. And then, talk to your position coaches, things like that. But the main thing is just taking it one day at a time. And, everyone's body is different. But mine is I make sure to keep the main focus on the soft tissues.
So we asked Drake something similar when we spoke to him a few minutes ago, Marcus, and he said sleep is his main thing, that he likes. He and his wife go to bed early, and he even called himself and his wife grandma and grandpa. Is he a little bit of an old soul around the locker room and when you guys hang out?
Yeah, I mean, I would guess so. Like, I'm kind of on that timing too. I feel like, I have a curfew for my own. I'm in the bed before, I would say, 9:30, 10 o'clock. Yeah, I'm already underneath the sheets and ready to go to sleep. That's me too.
Yeah, I feel you. My watch at 9:44 tells me to start preparing for bedtime, so I'm in that similar boat with you. As you look forward, you guys have a challenge on the horizon that it's a team that I know has been inconsistent, and the quarterback, I'm not sure who you're going to face, but certainly the Falcons have some pretty unique weapons, starting with Bijan Robinson, but he's not the only one. Have you done any early look ahead to the Falcons and the challenge that you guys face defensively?
Yeah, man. First off, they have an explosive offense. Like, they have guys, with a great catch radius, and then they also have a running back that can take it, take it to distance from anywhere on the field. So being gap sound would be very important. And then also making sure that we're at the right places at the right time, when it comes down to being aggressive at the catch point. That's very important because those receivers and then tight end also, they have strong hands, as we could tell on film.
Marcus, do you feel like the success you had early in the season in the return game has kind of gotten out? Do you feel like teams are being extra careful in terms of both, kicking towards you? Do you feel like you're being almost like defended, or they're coming after you differently in the return game these days?
Usually whenever you do make a big play or you score, things like that, like, they usually kick the ball kind of high and have a little bit more hang time in it, so it allows their guys to get down there and in coverage faster. So those are the things that you kind of look for, but you still got to be smart. There's some that you can return, and there's going to be some that you have to fair catch. But the main thing is getting the ball back to the offense, whether it's having a big return for a touchdown, or whether it's getting a 20-yard return, or just catching the ball and just fair catching it. So the importance is always trying to make sure to make the smart decision.
Marcus, I've been wanting to ask one of you defensive backs this for years. We've seen the proliferation of the peanut punching out the football, going for strips, like it has become quite common. And I've always wanted to know, does it hurt? It looks like it would hurt, especially if you miss the ball and end up hitting like a hip bone or something. So what are your thoughts on punching the ball out?
Yeah, man. First off, like, a lot of people punch the ball out. Ball security has been a big thing for all 32 teams. Guys have found different ways to punching the ball out, And I mean, yeah, plenty of people have had to where they'll try to punch the ball and, they break their wrist or break their hand or break their finger. So it's always about like taking the smart way out and knowing when to punch and things like that. But some people, they're strong enough to punch no matter what what it is. My punch and like a D lineman punch is two different punches. You know what I mean? His arm is definitely, weighs more than mine, but everyone's way of punching is different.
So I think we asked you last week about scary movies and Halloween candy, but we forgot to ask you if you were into Halloween parties, and if so, what you might be thinking for a costume this year.
Halloween parties, I'm not really crazy about Halloween parties, but if I was to end up having a costume, that's a good question. I don't know. I don't know what I would end up being, but let's just say if I had like the idea of like, all right, something that I would do, I'll probably be like, I don't know, like Black Panther or something.
So it'll be cooler than Mac Holland's inflatable chess piece from yesterday?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Better than that. Like, I think Mac won like best dress. Everyone was talking to me about it and everything like that. So that was funny.
And did you have a favorite growing up? Do you have an all-time favorite costume you had as a kid?
No, I didn't have a all-time favorite and everything. I just know a lot of people was like Mario and Luigi for sure.
All right, Marcus, good luck this week against that challenge that is the Falcons and Bijan Robinson, and we look forward to talking to you next Monday.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Marcus.
Thank you.